Hello, welcome to a series of 8 videos that I'm going to be doing on my passion project. This first one is about me, a little bit about me, and the why of what I'm trying to do with Project Planet Perfect Days, or PPDayZ, a game to peacefully dismantle all these outdated systems. And so, I just came from Celebrate Recovery from the Lighthouse Church in Fargo, North Dakota. I grew up in North Dakota. It's a recovery church, by the way. And I'm currently in treatment for mental health and suicide ideation, depression, bipolar, anxiety, dissociation, PTSD, all those kind of things. And today, September 10th, 2020, is the day that I woke up from a coma 13 years ago after I went to Burning Man and caught spinal bacteria meningitis. As a 4-day coma. I barely lived. The maid found me in Winnemucca in a Super 8 hotel room. They said I had 10 minutes left. I had a heart attack, stroke, seizure. So barely made it back. I had been sober for a year after I left my ex-wife and a very tumultuous relationship. So I'm celebrating my accomplishments. So I was born in Kansas City, Missouri, because my mother was visiting my father, who had been committed to a mental health facility for being on acid and drinking while telling construction workers to put the trees back, which I always kind of found a little bit foreboding and sort of funny. But I grew up in a town called Fingal, North Dakota, for the majority of my time there, until I was 14. Then I moved to Utah because my parents were divorced, and it was a very troublesome divorce. I was the oldest of four children. One was biological with my father. So the why on Planet Project Perfect Days was because when I woke up from my coma, my mother had to convince me to live for the first couple months, and I was in a completely different state of mind. The whole spiritual awakening thing, or however you want to say it, fifth dimension, however you want to say it. And I kept asking in a timeless state of being where I was constantly thinking I was going to die at any second. Why live again? And it was to create as much harmony as possible before I die again. And so that was 13 years ago that I woke up from the coma. I still deal with issues from it, as far as memories and things. I grew up in a tiny little town, less than 150 people. Actually labeled it as a village, farm village, and it was very interconnected. So as far as relevance goes, everybody knew everybody. Recently, my 80-year-old grandmother passed away, and she had books of her children. And so my mom showed me this book, and one of them had, this person is going on a birthday party or sleepovers, things like that. Like, that was the news we got back then. I was born in 1980, November 3rd, 1980. So I'm going to be 40, or I just turned 13. I have no clue on any of that kind of labeling. I studied all different kinds of influences, from behavioral stuff. I got mental health first aid recently, a couple years back. Peer support specialist training, anything on behaviors and expert people to fight, like Simon Sinek or Brene Brown. She's one of my favorites. The Power of Vulnerability was what caught me onto her. And so marketing, just a plethora of information. I struggled with information overload for a couple of years during times when I would try to make money before the websites came out. There's 3 websites involved: GHArmy.us, lifecouldappen.shop, and harmonizerdie.life. And I will do videos on those next. After I do the basic on that one, and then I'm going to do one on the Garden of Harmony account, where basically all proceeds go into that, da 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 da. And then I'm going to do an invite for people that are already established or who are sincere about helping other people. I was caught up in the codependency of helping others, and I had just begun to get help about a year ago after being coaxed trying to say, oh, just get a job, don't follow your dreams, your second life purpose, all that kind of stuff. But I had just had enough. I had been doing good and then falling over and over. So then I went to get mental health facility help, and I've gone through a whole bunch of that stuff. So as far as experience goes and awareness, I guess you could say, I've seen it. And I hope that you can maybe relate or feel that new connection in 2020, which I knew years prior that I wouldn't be able to facilitate this moonshot or huge dream until now. And now is the time of the year, fall. It seems like a lot more people are waking up. If you would like to learn a little bit more about me and some of my viewpoints, I've evolved a lot more ever since March when COVID had come out. I started doing a video a day to get over my social anxieties, my digital social anxieties, because in person, talking to somebody usually takes half hour, and multiple times to explain this game, PPDayZ for short, of human players interacting with the social shopping and info and a fund of accountability fund. And it's been about 12 years in design, but you can see more about me on A Minute with Mud, which is my nickname. I was looking at a puddle of mud I didn't want to tell a kid who I was selling stolen cigarettes to when I was 15, I believe, 14, 15, 16 maybe. So that just stuck. He was like, oh, your parents named you Mud? I was like, yeah, they did. So I used that, and at the time I was dealing drugs, but then I got married at a young age, 18 to a 16-year-old, long love story there, 10-year story. And so you can find more on YouTube about A Minute with Mud. There's 30 or 31 videos, and then I have yet to upload the April Fool's one, but I will. And so I hope that you take me seriously, maybe? I really don't know, don't care. This idea has been validated multiple times with multiple different social status people, rich, poor. I was homeless for multiple years. I'm now currently almost a year into having my own place. I am secure up until January for sure on general assistance and applied for social SSI, those kind of things. Money hasn't been a friend of mine, and I'm learning just recently to accept it, that I can use it for harmonious purposes, to harmonize others. The characters in the game would be called guardian harmonizers, but it's more of an umbrella. It isn't a thing, and it's a cooperative mission. So I hope that you can join me. The Good Hearts Army, lifecouldappen.shop, life affirming only. And with that, I will say thank you for watching, and I hope to work with you, or I look forward to a review or any kind of suggestions you'd have. Thank you very much.